Hello. I was told I could come here to speak to other fellow cultured individuals. Yes, I am looking to exchange for sauce, as they would call it. Do you have any recommendations for me? I'm quite new, but I'm open to anything. Oh, 177013, you say? I shall check it out immediately. Thank you, fellow cultured individual. We shall meet again. Quaint. Why? So sad. Why would anybody willingly read this? Why would anybody make it? Maybe I don't want the sauce. It really is easy to get lost in the sauce. If this is what it means to be a cultured individual, I can't do it. I need a nap. Maybe go lay down now. Cry. He read Metamorphosis, didn't he? Rookie. He started off too strong. He'll get over it. He'll be back. It's like jumping headfirst into the kiddie pool, even though it's technically the adult section. This analogy doesn't make any sense. He'll be back. Just give him some time. He'll recover. We all do. So if you've never heard of this hentai manga doujinshi variant, then I'm genuinely kind of impressed. It is notoriously known at this point, I think, just kind of on the internet, known as Emergence, aka Henshin, aka Metamorphosis, aka 177013. If you've read this, then you already know what's up. You've already done your time. You did your binge drinking and staring off into the sunset and just kind of reflecting on the absolute train wreck that is this series. And not even like train wreck as in like just bad writing. It's just, it hurts. I mean, it's just depressing. I can understand what's super fucked up about this series, but like, it's a 7-chapter, I'm already forgetting. It's a 7-chapter, 1-volume manga, and that's it. So I avoided it for the longest time because I was like, I don't want to go into that. I know it's going to fuck with me. I don't want to be a sad boy for a little bit. And then I saw, like, I didn't know how long it was. And then I saw it was only like 1 volume. And I was like, fine. So I sat down and just read it and just, Jesus Christ. It's one of those, it's not like, I think it's so painful for a lot of people because it's kind of in the vein of a realistic kind of depression where just these super fucked up things happens to this main character and it's believable that this could actually happen to somebody, and that's the depression factor. It essentially follows a high school girl who just is kind of nerdy and keeps to herself, doesn't have a lot of friends, and just does good in school, and she wants to be like change that a little bit and become popular. So the first 2 chapters, like, since this is technically like hentai material, the first 2 chapters, it deals with kind of like a forceful, but like, haha, it's still like, we're still messing around type thing with like sex and drug abuse and stuff. It's not great. It's not like defendable, but I will say if you're like gonna whip one out and like watch this and kind of, you know, have a sesh, the first 2 chapters, okay, nothing abnormal there as far as this field goes. But after that, from chapters 3 onwards to the end, dude, if you're like, if you don't have like full zipped up and you're sitting there just reading like, oh, then I'm judging. Something's fucking wrong with you, because chapter 3 was like the line right there. Like, there's such an easy line where it's just, nope. it was already rapey and just like abuse, like domestically and with drugs and all that kind of stuff, but then it just goes down. Like, it was already going downhill from chapter 1, but by the time it hits 3, it's just like fucking plummeting. Like, you're on an elevator and they just snipped all the wires and you're just dropping. And as far as the plot goes for this, man, I feel like so much shit could have been avoided if the mom was just like kind of cool. But like, she's kind of supportive in the beginning, and they like even her dad, but then her dad's a piece of shit, turns into that. Fuck that dude. But then fuck the mom too, because the mom takes the piece of shit dad's side instead of the daughter. And I feel like if that was just flipped around and she didn't side with him instead, shit would be fine. And honestly, it's not done in a way that I can believe it, so fuck the parents in this. If it wasn't for them, none of this probably would have happened. It would have at least been salvaged. That, oh my god, the writing, whatever. This is not really a thing to critique the actual writing, and I get that it probably did this just to further the plot and the points, but Jesus Christ, if it was just like realistically like, it's so, that infuriates me. The parents, I fucking could not stand that. And yeah, if you read this, you'll know what I mean. Everyone else is a piece of shit. Everyone just kind of literally abuses and uses this poor girl to the point of just absolute despair. And if the mom was just a team player, man, if she just didn't, just open your eyes and understand. I'm like genuinely like fucking heated right now. And what makes this even more painful is this entire time this manga volume is going on, the art is so good. It is so detailed that it's just like, all this disgusting stuff that happens is even more like visceral because of just how well done and how well made all the drawings are for each panel, that it's just like, damn it, like, that looked good. I wish it was a little lower res. It just sells it like further home to be like, all right, so yep, that's what's happening. Jeez, it's a blessing and a curse that it's like absolute like phenomenal style for the art. As for the ending of this series, oh my god, it's just even sadder. I think it's like the saddest part of the entire thing, and it's already a depressing ride all the way down. But your ending is fucked when a fan-made ending that just involves JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 4 gets added into it, and the author canonically approves it as the like official ending. It is that rough for the original ending that I'm at this point where I fully like refuse to like believe anything else is the proper ending. Especially when the author says it's canon, it's like, okay, like, thank God. If they say it, then it makes it much easier to be like, yep. Because now I just don't feel like total shit when I think about it. I only feel mostly like shit when I think about it. But at least it gives it better resolution too, because the way it ends is just kind of like, it ends, and that's both more depressing and kind of unsatisfying just because it just fucking ends. But at least with this, it gives a little bit more like, oh, okay, it's not as ambiguous as the original's ending. It kind of gives more closure, which, to be honest, just writing style in general, I prefer it to be a little more blunt. You don't have to be like, this how story end. But when it's just like, nothing, like, you're not even really sure what the ambiguity is that you're supposed to pick off and like put together, when it's just kind of like it ended but it didn't give you something to work with, then that's frustrating, which is what it does here. So it's not like, oh, maybe it's this or that, like it doesn't give you a choice. So yeah, JoJo's ending, canon, I take it. I've convinced myself you need to do it too, because Jesus, I care about your well-being too. My god, super depressing. Have you read this series? Comment below what you thought of it. Is it kind of an over-exaggeration? Are people being babies when they're kind of like fucking crying, sitting in the shower, like contemplating life? Or is it warranted? I kind of feel like it's not the end of the world when it comes to this series, but it's still like pretty fun to like comment on and talk to people about, just because, I mean, it is pretty crippling. Initially, especially after finishing it, you're just like, oh. And I kind of wondered when rating this for stuff like my anime list, where I kind of put everything that I've been following. It's one of those series where it's like, do you put a 1 as this, or do you put it as like a 10? Because it's genuinely like 1 is how I feel at the end of this, but like the writing is intentionally crafted to make you feel like shit. So is that just genius writing? Like, is it just smart writing so it's like a 7 or an 8, like, or something like that? Or is it just a 1 because it's total shit? I don't know. It's genuinely one of those things where this is one of the few series that's given me a ton of trouble with having to rate it. So it's like, doing a 1, is it a 5, is it a masterpiece because I feel disgusting? But I don't know, it's kind of hard with that because there's so much going on and so many moving parts that, jeez, I mean, at the end of the day, you make the decision for yourself, and I'm still going to be sitting on the fence trying to figure out if I want to put this as like a 7 or an 8, or if I'm going to keep it just at a 1. That's all I really wanted to talk about for today. It's a depressing episode. If you like the video, make sure to like it or smash it. I don't know. Is there like a term? Is there a way I can get more people that watch these videos to actually hit the like button? Maybe if I just say it like 17 times and be really annoying about it, but then that'll probably lead to hitting the dislike button. Please don't do that. Just hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. You're already here. You've watched all the way to this point, or just magically clicked to this point, which just watch the whole video. Throw me on in the background, literally anything. I don't care. I'll be your ambient noise while you like do work. I don't care. But that's all I really have to say for today. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. I think I'm ready to try again. Euphoria? Alright, I'll go check it out. Thanks, man.